I was here in the studio, but there was a button I had to push. Said I, it was a button I had to push to, to go live because everything was okay. Now you can see me, right? I was here and I was thinking, okay, why is it that she can write me and know that I'm here, but she says I can't see you, I can't hear you. So anyhow, now I learned something new. It's a new system I'm using and it's very good. However, I I'm getting used to it. There's a button that says go live. It said showtime. I had scheduled it, but right beside there was a button that says go live. So I'm live. And Breatho says hello, sir. Hello there. Remember, guys, I need to know age, gender. Oh, not this one. Sorry. Yeah, there it is. Haley says, I've been struggling with HOCD for a month now, and it's getting so much better because of the thoughts aren't getting to me as much. But sometimes when I see a girl, now I sometimes get anxiety. Why do you get anxiety? So you see a girl and she's pretty, or you think she's good looking, or whatever. Okay, okay. But don't have to interpret it any further. Don't have to data hunt it. Don't have to try to prove no, this shouldn't be here. No, thoughts can be anywhere, but mean nothing. Presence of a thought is not an evidence of anything. It's like you think I'm a millionaire, but I'm not. So a thought showed up, and it can show up because that's what brain does, makes thoughts in line with our values or not in line with our values. Nonsense, disgusting, or something that is pleasant. But none of that is an evidence of factuality of it. But we are programmed to think that what shows up in our brain as a thought, suggestion, image, it has an actuality. Why? Because the brain cannot tell the difference between actuality or virtuality. Its life and its world is in virtuality. But to the brain, there is no difference. Hmm? It reacts to thinking in a way that as if it's real because it has no intellect. But you do. You have intellect. So you are the one supposed to judge if the thought that showed up should be considered or not considered and ignored. On what basis? On the basis of my choices, on the basis of my values, on the basis of what's meaningful to me or what's meaningless to me, on the basis of what I would veto or choose something. If you go to a party, a get together, and there's so many different kind of food on the table, doesn't mean you'll accept to eat any of them or all of them. They're there. There are things you don't like, there are things that you may like. Just their presence does not mean that you are interested in it. Same thing with when you go to a bazaar to shop, to buy something. The fact that you're in the bazaar and so many products are offered or present and offered or available or suggested to you, that doesn't mean that you should buy them or you want them or you're interested in them or you want to buy them. It just means they're there and you live according to your vetoes and choices. That's the power that you have. Many people want to manipulate us or get us to buy something or do something or control us or this and that. They suggest they make all kind of efforts. But you are the power that allows or does not allow, hmm? Ignores, vetoes, or chooses. The power is not in the hands of others who approach you or suggest or want to manipulate you. The power is not in the hands of thoughts. The power is in your hand, the awareness, the intellect. You choose, you roll the way you roll in life, not based on the thoughts, suggestions, images, or ideas of the brain. Brain is a separate system. It does its own thing. And you are not the brain, and the brain is not you. There's a brain, there is you, and there are thoughts. Some of these thoughts are created by you using the apparatus of the brain based on what you want to learn, accomplish, design, whatever it is you want to, do in life to advance yourself. And then the brain itself also uses its apparatus to make thoughts that has no bearing or meaning or relevance to you 80, 90,000 times a day. You're supposed to be the boss of it all and see with your intellect that this is irrelevant to me. So it doesn't matter if other people say it or my brain says it. I ignore it and retrain and teach manners to my brain according to my values. By ignoring it and not data hunting and debating with it, I teach it that you shouldn't realize I'm not interested in these things. And every time you show up with these kind of thoughts, I ignore and do my own things. And then the brain gets rewired and learns. Because there's a malfunction when these thoughts show up, which is not in line with your values and choices and your gender. And that malfunction is due to the signaling system of the brain. And particularly, I explained last time, caudate nucleus, which is in the striatum in basal ganglia, is not doing its job, which is set to shut down intrusive thoughts when they show up, which are not in line with your values. When this malfunction happens, then you're supposed to deliver the decision manually rather than automatically happening to prefrontal cortex. How? By your behavior toward these thoughts and suggestions and images and so on. By ignoring them, recognizing that a HOCD, OCD, intrusive thought has shown up, become aware of it, you see it, you call it for what it is. HOCD, it's not me. It's brain's thoughts, it's not me. So it's intrusive thought, it's not me. It's HOCD, it's not me. And then you call it, and then you focus on what it is that you want to focus in life. You ignore it. And every time it shows up, you do the same thing. And eventually it learns, like you're delivering the automatic job of the caudate nucleus to shut down the intrusive thoughts. You're delivering it by hand, manually, to where it's supposed to go to shut this down. So you're retraining the brain, rewiring it through neuroplasticity. And that's what you do. And watch my other videos and it'll explain a little bit more. So, and we have I Love Singing here. Hello there. Let's see who else is here before we continue. Haley says, I'm 16 girl. I had permission from my parents and I'm from the UK. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. I'm glad for you to be here. Luna is here. Wait, my bossman. Says, Salam Mehran. كيفك اليوم؟ تمام لونا جان. See, I'm really sharp today. شكرا. تمام. And Luna, female, 36 UK. Thank you for that. Johanna Samuelsson. That's a Swedish name, is it? Says, when will you do the video that we agreed on? Oh, I got to go and find out what it was. I remember I did say something. Yeah, it was a good question you had. And believe me, Johanna, I've been pretty busy with many different tangents of life, and I haven't made separate special videos like the one we talked about. And mostly I do when I get time to do the live stream. And then from good questions in live stream, I trim it. Now that I have a very good program here, I've moved away from OBS, and this gives me a better quality. Maybe if I would have loaded up OBS on this computer with a better quality, it would give me the same quality of live stream. But I like this system a little bit better. It allows me to kind of show the questions right here and so on. So I have to go back and find out what the question was, unless you want to be kind enough to repost it and email it to me. And then, or maybe ask me, I don't know what it was, if I can, was it something I had to ponder and make a video on? I guess so. Otherwise, I would have just responded, right? Okay, Johanna. I will find it out. If you don't post it back or email it to me, I'll find out what it was. And don't forget, guys, age, gender, which country, which city you're tuning in from, please. Ansh says 17, India. Best trip and way to let go. Okay. Okay. I don't understand. Okay. Oh, you're asking what is the best trick or tip and way to let go HOCD thoughts with anxiety. Well, look, I have explained that in detail in two different playlists, maybe 400, 300 videos. So you can go in those playlists, intrusive, transient, OCD, HOCD, negative thoughts, or intrusive, OCD, HOCD short videos. And none of them are short. And then you get array of videos with all kinds of information. And then I have links of famous psychotherapists and psychologists and therapists in the description part of the video, those videos, like Dr. Philipson, Dr. Jan Raymond, Dr. Schwartz, and many choices you have there. And you can watch their links and educate yourself on that, and plus all the videos that I've put together. So you have all of them in there, but I can't go through it here. Specific, maybe I can do just like what I did for Haley, and that is universal. You can all use it the same way. So when it's reloaded, uploaded, you have access to it, to what I said today. And oh, Pranay says, hello, sir. How are you doing? Pranay says 17, male, India, says watching after a long time. I had exams and got admitted to hospital. A long time I didn't watch your videos. Okay, glad that you're well and glad that you're here. Luna says, glad to be tuning in after a long time. Yes, where have you been, Luna? Good to see you're keeping well. Alhamdulillah. Thank you very much. I have started a new regimen for the past 10, 12 days. Every day, I have been walking uphill for 1.5, 2 kilometers or 3 kilometers, and then continue on the sea walk for another 6 kilometers. So pretty much every day I've had at least 6 to 10 kilometer, and sometimes 6 kilometer of it, or 4 or 5 kilometer of it is uphill, which is it's doing it's doing good, getting me in shape, and it was difficult at the beginning, but doing better. Um, Thank you, Pranay. Yeah, the whole idea. Haley says, "Okay, thank you, but it's really hard when you're starting to believe it. But I will keep trying. How long does it take until HOCD goes away? Depends how helpful you are to your brain by or to yourself through your intellect, being aware of the separation of the brain and you. As long as you treat the brain as if it's you, you would have a hard time to live your life normally for you. But when you realize that brain is a tool, is an apparatus, like in any other organ that you have, and it has a job to do, and it can get sick, it can malfunction, it can have a disorder, it can need, it would need training, retraining, rehabilitation. Just like when we injure ourselves in soccer or some sports, then we have to kind of take it easy and be aware of it, that this is not really my hand, it's just injured. Hmm? So I have to now help it. So the brain, when it malfunctions with all these confusions and thoughts and so on, I gotta clearly understand that this is my brain that is talking and thinking this way. That is not going to change me. It's like my friends are making suggestions. Here, smoke this. Here, drink this. Here. It's their suggestion. And I say, thank you. I ignore. You know, first I may make mistakes. Okay, thank you. No, thank you. Okay. But they keep saying, then I then ignore. I distance myself. Every time they say that, I ignore. I drink my own juice. So you don't have to debate with them. No, I don't want it. Why do you keep saying it? You just eventually ignore them. Then they will fall by the wayside. Eventually they stop suggesting, drink this, smoke this, do what we do. That's their preference, not yours. When the brain suggests these things, it's brain's suggestion, not yours. And brain doesn't have an intellect to want to debate with it. Why do you suggest this? You know that I'm not this. No, brain doesn't know anything. Brain doesn't consult with your values before it conjures up a thought. It doesn't say, hey, listen, Haley, I want to say that you like other girls, that you are homosexual, and you know you're heterosexual. It's not going to consult with you. Can I say that? Haley, can I say that? It's just going to say it. And because it's mounted here, you say, oh, it's coming from my head. My. The problem is this word, my. Yeah, it's my head, but it's a separate system. It's like my car. But if it breaks down, I'm not breaking down. I'm still the one who is aware that my car broke down. But its problem doesn't mean that I now should go to the mechanic for my side. The car should. The brain should be taken care of and be repaired, not me. I know that the brain is having a disorder, malfunction, but that malfunction is not going to change my gender. It's not going to change me because I'm aware of what I am, and I'm aware of this difference, this suggestion that is not in line with my values. Hmm? So when you're aware of it, your intellect is separated from this. The fact that you're aware of it, that means you're not the suggestion. Because you choose what's in line with your values or not. That's what you do. That's your power. That's how you protect yourself from all these suggestions that the environment, different lifestyle, different people, different friends, they're into it. It's for them. But when it comes to me, I have a choice. Just because it's mounted on my head, it doesn't mean I should think of it as me or accept or agree with what it shows up here. It shows up lots of things. A thought of killing someone may come to your mind. Does that mean you're a murderer? You're going to turn it into action? You have to be afraid of it? No, it's a thought. A thought of pedophilia may come to someone's mind, but they will never act on it because they have the intellect to know what's within their values and what's not, and what can be allowed to come into actuality, what cannot. This is our security system. Lots of suggestions could happen, could come to our head, but the fact that we have the ability, a power to veto or choose something is where we would be identified with. Is how we are identified with. That's our personality. That's who we are, not suggestions. Suggestions and images and ideas are not what defines us. What we veto and choose, our actions, allow something to become actuality or not, is what defines us. So you don't have to be afraid of thoughts showing up. Many thoughts shows up in every single human being on earth. But when you start believing it, that's when you're in trouble, which means you got to be focused on, I shouldn't believe my brain. I should choose what brain suggests or conjures up. And those are when brain creates thoughts, not because when I want to create something, I create it based on what I want to accomplish, what I want to learn, what I want to figure out, what I want to design, and all these things to advance my life and my projects. That's different when I use the apparatus of the brain. But the brain uses the apparatus, whatever it suggests. I am the power. I don't accept. I don't choose. I ignore. I veto it. In the experiment that Dr. Leibet did, when he asked the participants while they were logging, making a decision about, let's say, something simple, pushing the button, he said, log what time, exact second, as the clock on the clinic was there in the examining room with the, sweeping hand. Log what exact second you make a decision to push the button. Not when you push the button. Make a decision to push a button. So they all logged. And while they were doing that, he had magnetic probes to measure the magnetic field activation in their brain. So, they logged, and looks like at hour 10, 11 seconds, it's logged that they made the decision to push the button, and then they went and pushed the button. And he noticed a half a second before 10, 11 seconds after 10, a half a second before the person has logged that it made the decision, there was a spike in the brain, meaning the brain knew about that decision. So he said, then the brain is the one who makes the decision, because it spiked, had an activity, magnetic activity, half a second before I actually made the decision. So brain overrides me. Dr. Levitt said, wait, there is more to this experiment. Because then he showed the logs that they had done, and he said, now this time I want you to make a decision to push the button, Then go push the button, but make a decision, log the time that you make the decision. But right after you make the decision, say, oh no, I changed my mind. Make the decision, oh no, I changed my mind. So when they logged that, when they did the actual decision making and logged the time for it, the precise second. So when he looked at his logs when he was measuring the electromagnetic field when they were doing that experiment, now they saw right when he wanted to make the decision, the participant, at let's say whatever second it was, half a second before it, yes, there was a spike that the brain had an activity of electromagnetic activities. But when he decided to veto it and change his mind, brain was not involved. There was no activity in the brain at all. Brain was dead, meaning brain is not involved in your decision making when you engage your intellect and choices and vetoes. When you veto, that means you're beyond the brain. Brain cannot reach you. Therefore, when the brain suggests that you're this or that, you're not this, you're not that, irrelevant. Because it is only you who can allow and decide what you prefer, what you don't, what you choose, what you don't, what you are, what you don't, not the suggestion of the brain. For the same reason that when you want to make a decision to do something simple like push the button, the brain can be involved to sense a certain decision is about to be made. But when you actually veto that same decision that the brain was involved, brain is not there, which means it's beyond its pay grade, which means you're above the brain, which the brain cannot reach you. Therefore, you're not the brain. Brain is not you. So when it suggests all these things that are irrelevant to you and not in line with your values, ignore them. It doesn't have a power to dictate to you what you are, what you want, what you veto, what your choices are, let alone your gender, your inclination, and anything else. All right. Let's go to yeah, these are all normal, Haley. Don't worry. Everybody has this because it's not you. You have to understand that. You keep going back to this, but you have to understand that it's not you. It's the brain, and brain is a separate system. It's like it's not you. It's your friend, and your friend suggests something. Well, let her or let him suggest whatever he wants. You are in power because you have the power of veto and choices. That's how you roll in life, not by suggestion, thoughts, and images. All right. I Love Singing says, 35 female Texas. Howdy, partner. Says, I used to be very social and like being around people and going out places, but now my OCD and self-esteem have gotten worse to point I don't like to do anything anymore. I get depressed and just want just want the rest of it. I don't see. It's the same one is repeated, dear. Just want where are you? I get this depressed and just want to stay home all the time. I'm going on a trip with family in a couple of weeks, and I'm afraid I will feel this way and ruin my time and others' time. Do you have any advice? I don't know what kind of OCD you have, but what I suggest to you is that when you go on vacation, just leave your OCD at home. Just take a break. Say, through this trip, it doesn't count. I'm just going to, because it's not the same environment and you're brain is not associating everything in your environment as, oh, I have to now do this ritual. I have to do now this. I have to think this way. I have to wash my hands. I have to put this there. I have to do that. I don't know what kind of OCD you have anyhow, so I'm talking without knowing that. But whatever it is, you just take a break from it. Says, look, I'm going to go on a vacation, so the OCD also going to go on vacation. It's not coming with me. It's going to stay home. I'm just going to be, nobody knows me. I don't have to comply with everything that I thought I should comply because that's me. OCD is now me. No, OCD is not you. OCD is just a nuisance. Yep. I had all kinds of it. Unbelievable. And usually it happens with people who are perfectionists about everything. Everything they want to do, they want to draw, everything they want to accomplish, everything they want to learn, their looks, their physical shape, their vain or their ego. They want to be the best of it's possible, and they love life, and they're very good people, and mostly are above average intelligence. The dumb people don't usually have OCD because it's about thinking process. That's why animals don't have OCD because there's no thoughts involved. 40,000 years ago, we didn't have OCD, HOCD, or any of this stuff. Why? Because 40,000 years ago, our brain was not capable of speaking or thinking. We had a stem brain, reptilian brain, and we were not capable on perceiving anything. It was just observing. Once we start thinking and development of the brain, and then little by little, we started thinking the brain is us. Instead of thinking of it, an apparatus has been added to us to enhance our abilities, like a new tool has been given to us. But we start believing that that tool is me. And I'm supposed to do what the tool says rather than the tool do what I say. We lost that. We need to reprogram and get back our life because there is a me, the awareness, and then there's a brain. There's an intestine. There's a liver. There's a kidney. These are all organs. The difference is the brain is interfering with your persona. Instead of you choosing its abilities for betterment or for your use or your purposes, you have believed that the brain is your leader, your teacher, you're following the brain. It's the other way around. So 40,000 years ago, when everything was instinctive, we were living like animals for millions of years. Yeah? Sleep, run, hunt, have sex, eat. Everything was hardwired. Everything was clear. No questions. No questions needed. Everything was biological. And thought process wasn't involved. These problems that we all experience is because thinking, and we have believed thinking is our intellect. Brain, ability to think, is not equal to intellect. You have intellect, which is the ability to veto or choose something. That's the intellect, which the brain cannot reach. Brain is actually stupid, guesses everything, just spits out things like a factory that is supposed to be doing something, makes products, assembly line, with whatever it gets material with. So whatever information that is out there through internet, through discussions on TV, all kind of lifestyles, all kind of topics, all kind of products, all kind of technologies, all the information is out there and it seeps through our consciousness. So whatever consciousness gets to know about the existence of such things out in the world, the brain picks up as a material and makes thoughts with it. Like the manufacturing factory, that whatever material you put in it, it makes that assembly line, that product out of that. But then there's a quality control guy at the assembly line says, oh, this thing is made with pasta. It's not supposed to be made with pasta. It's supposed to be made with steel. But somehow pasta got into the picture and it made the same product using this material or plastic or paper or garbage or shit. It just got into the machine and it turned it into a product that looks like what we've designed, but the material is not there and the quality is not there, and it's not the design, it's not the choice. So the quality control guy is the one who vetoes and rejects it by simply what? Not making a fuss, just pushes the lever and it pushes that away out of the way to fall by the wayside. Doesn't fuss with it. Oh, why is it here? Oh, what should be here? Oh my goodness. That's what we do when the thoughts show, oh, what is this? I'm not this, I'm that. It suggested that. No, just push it away, ignore it, and go by. So the quality control guy just sees it, recognize it, calls it for what it is, not in line with our values, or not in line with our qualities, and rejects it. By what? By ignoring it. Just pushes the lever, and the good ones go this way, and the other ones fall into the bin. And that's how you should deal with it. Understand that when something shows up that is not in line with your values, why? Because you're aware of it. Yeah. If there is no contradiction between the thought and what you are, you would not be aware that there is a difference other than what I am is being suggested. You would not be aware of it. And because you're aware of it, is because there is a contradiction. And because there's a contradiction, that means that is not you. Yeah? So, just one moment, please. So, the whole idea is for you to recognize that the fact that you're aware of this contradiction, it means the thought, the suggestions are not you. If it was you, there would be no awareness of this contradiction. You wouldn't even notice it. It's like somebody comes and tells me, you like women, or a thought shows up, you like women. Yeah. I'm not aware of any contradiction, so there's no alarm. There's no ponder. Yeah. Yeah. It's like if I wake up one day and look into the mirror and say, part of my hair is gone. I say, oh, what happened? I noticed something because that's out of what it's always been, what it is, what I identify with. If I see one of my eyes is closed or it's got something there, some infection, I'd wonder. There's awareness. But when I look in the mirror, there's no awareness, so there's no contradiction. There's no contradiction, there's no awareness. There's an awareness in you because there's a contradiction. Why? Because that means that what is suggested by the brain is not you. If it was you, there would be no awareness that there's a contradiction because you would not feel or see the contradiction. The fact that you see it, that means you're aware of a disorder, not that you're changing to something else or you can change to something else. All right, I hope that explains something. I love singing. I hope that helps out. Emo is here, says, I do it. What? Okay, let's see who else is here. Aman is here. Says, oh, it's live. Okay. 19 from India. Oh, thank you for that. And Emo says, I do it just so it could go away. Is that bad? You do what? OCD? Yeah, that's compulsion. If you have some kind of obsession that you feel like you gotta wash your hands 10 times, or you touch that light switch and then you do it, is because you believe that if you don't do it, something bad will happen. It's all fictitious, all illusions. But you do it because that kind of makes you feel balanced. You've created that. We're all looking for psychological security. All OCDs come from this anxiety and need for psychological security. And then we kind of figure out to do something to create that balance that has given us that kind of a fear and anxiety of something other than ordinary for us to happen. So you want to counter it. And because the threat is illusory, you find it's counter illusory by doing what? I touched this 5 times. So that works. Nothing's going to happen to my dad or my mom or myself. I'm going to get the date that I'm looking for if I do 100 times this. You know, it's pretty weird, but it's the illusion that the brain is so powerful that can create that you got to do this, otherwise something, and you believe it. Once you believe it, you don't need any reason for it. And this is what OCD, HOCD is. You get into the position of believing what the brain suggests, and for that reason, you're doomed because you're not looking for any evidence. You don't need any history, any evidence. You just believed. Just like somebody believes in something, they don't care for anything scientific or anything. Just, I believe it. That's how it is. Well, how? What? Don't do it and see what happens. Don't do the compulsion and see what happens. Let's go for a few days and don't do compulsion. See if your dad dies or you die or you become a rabbit or something else. Nothing happens. But our brain makes us believe that if I don't do something bad happens, and I don't want something bad, so why don't I just do this? It's not a big deal. I'll do it. And then that one time comes two times. What if I just not go over this block of, brick on the street two times when I want to move away from it? And you do that, so nothing happens. Oh, see, I went two times. Everything is good in life. So next time I do it three times. Why not? It's better even. Maybe I should do three times. Make it balance it. All these craziness gets to be promoted the more you do it. The more you do of something, the more you accept that is the right thing to do. And the more you do it, you are conditioning your neurons to want to do it, to be really good at doing it. And that's neuroplasticity. And through this, first you do the obsession, you have the obsession, you do the compulsion to feel good. Then you do the compulsion because when you feel good, there's a dopamine released. So you like that dopamine feeling. Everything feels good. Same as OCD, HOCD thoughts and actions, whatever. And then after a while, you're no longer doing the compulsion because of the obsession to feel balance. You're no longer doing the compulsion because it gives you the dopamine when you feel good, to feel good. After a while of doing it so much, you're doing it because it becomes your habit. Once it becomes your habit, it becomes more difficult to get rid of it. Then you have to associate it with the health hazards that this habit gives you. Then you focus on the health effects of it on you, and then you try to get over it. But it becomes more difficult. So you got to clear your head about this whole bullshit of OCD and HOCD and all the substance of OCD and ignore it altogether and live your life. So free your brain. You got to retrain your brain not to fall for this bullshit of the illusions of you got to do this to have psychological security. While you're convincing yourself, believing that it must be done, that is turning this whole obsession for compulsion and then getting dopamine into habit. And when you have you study neuroscience of habit, then you're in total shit. Becomes difficult to get rid of it. So break the habit. Nothing happens. If you touch the light switch, 10 times in order to feel good and feel everything is balanced, well, next time just touch it 5 times. See what happens. See no change. Then after a while, just touch it 3 times. You see, nobody dies, nothing happened. After a while, touch it just once. Still all right. And after a while, only touch it when you need to, like when you have to turn the light on or off. You still will have some glitches here and there because the brain is still in the working. It's in the progress. Is work in progress. The brain is still work in progress. It's not completed. Only 40,000 years old. So you may glitch into it back and forth, but constantly try to get out of it. And after a while, you recondition and retrain your brain through rewiring it because of your behavior and the way you've been training it and behaving with it and ignoring with it, whatever the OCD or the subset of it is. And then that becomes the program of your neurons. Your neurons would be programmed and conditioned to be good at not doing OCD. Now you're training it to be good at doing OCD. The more you do it, the more neurons become expert in that. Like the more you play piano, the better piano player you become. Why? Because the more you do it, the more neurons create bridges between the two ends of them, the receptors. So it passes that information to make you good at playing piano. But when you don't play for a while, the neurons become dormant. The bridges between the two neurons are not passing any neurotransmitters, any information. So what happens when you sleep, brain shrinks about 60%, and the glial cells go and find the bridges that are not useful anymore. They mark them with CQ1 protein. And then microglial cells go and find these CQ1 marked proteins and destroy them to free your neurons for you to use them to learn new things because you're no longer playing piano. So same thing. When you don't do these sort of thing, those neurons that had made you very good in being OCD, in having OCD and complying to it, HOCD or any subset of OCD, they get marked, they get destroyed, and they rewire themselves through neuroplasticity, and they make you good at not doing it. You become strong that way rather than the other way around. All right. Let's go on to Sid is here. This is Hola General. Hello, Sid. Male 33 Estonia. Always lovely to see you, good sir. Thank you very much. Good of you to be here. Delighted that hopefully you're doing well and you're healthy. You're back in Estonia. And Sid says, General, it's decision time. I need to speak with you soon. Oh, by all means, for sure. For sure. Okay, yeah, we'll go through it. Emo 15, London, Maine. Okay, thank you. Luna says, bravo for your memory, Meranjan. Okay. Says, I've missed tuning in as I've been busy writing an essay, and I'm thrilled to share how well I've done. Oh, good. I've done in it with you. Oh, good. I'm glad that you're pleased with your performance on your essay, and you're making headways towards accomplishing what you set out to accomplish. It says your encouragement voice was great. Subconscious self. Okay, good. Delighted to hear that. And Luna says, shukran for being you, Meranjan. My pleasure, dear. Delighted that the discussions or participating in these live talks or the videos have been of some use to you, and always like to see all of you succeed, strong-minded, balanced, and pursue your dreams. Life is short. Don't waste it allowing the brain to control your talents, abilities, or your behavior or enjoyment of life. But you're not alone. I've been there. I talk from experience. And Luna says, mashallah, I'm glad you here. You are looking after yourself. You're now also putting my fitness level to shame. I'll take it as an incentive to focus more on my well-being. Yes, for sure. It's very necessary. Like, look, for you guys are young, but for me, I have to face it. I'm getting old, and that's something I haven't faced. I haven't understood, because all my life I've been who I've been, just like thinking that I'm invincible. But I have to take better care of myself. Like, I always went to the gym and did all these things, but I've also been stubborn. My blood pressure was hitting high, and I was just doing sports and trying with regimens of diet and all that. But sometimes in our genes we are we need to eventually take some medicine. So I up my exercise, so that's a it's a good way to take care of yourself all the time with exercise at the same time. If you have to take the medicine, you got to take the medicine. But yeah, we all got to not let that fall by the wayside and exercise every day. So I've been doing that every day. And look, it's very helpful. I like to be in shape anyhow. I, as old as I'm getting, I don't like to believe it because I still think I'm the 25-year-old boy who was on horses and show jumping and tennis and martial arts and all that stuff. I still feel the same. So if my knee allows, I'd be running in soccer fields. I think I've had like about 600 or 700 soccer games that I refereed. And I used to run faster than all these 17, 18, 20-year-old young men and young women. And high school leagues, men's leagues, women's leagues. As a hobby on weekends, I did altogether 700 games. I got my license for refereeing a few years back. But now I don't think I can run that fast. I can, but somehow, because lots of sports, I guess, my kneecap kind of feels a little bit weird when I do a fast stop or run fast. So I got to change to biking and all that stuff. But you got to do something, some exercise. And Charles DC says, hello from Belgium. Oh, bonjour, monsieur. Bonsoir. Comment ça va aujourd'hui? I hope all is well. Says, I'm 34 and feel like I messed up. Well, join the club. Everybody messes up. Says, as I told my ex 33, broke up. And today I feel like she broke because she wanted to have kids and marry earlier. We have talked about it in the past months, and now I can't understand why she left. Explaining she has no feelings anymore. We are 9 years together. I feel bad about it now. Naturally, it's 9 years, a long time. So you're going to feel a little bit left out. But nevertheless, you're going to move on. And eventually, you're going to find another person that you are ready to get married, if you want to get married, or never want to get married. You just want to be, in a relationship in a non-married kind. Perfectly fine. And Charles says, she also left our house 3 months ago, and I feel depressed, naturally. Devastated. Why should you be devastated? If she's not devastated, why should you be? It's a two-way street. If she doesn't want to be with you, why should you want to be with her? Why? Why is she good for you, but you're not good for her when you're a decent man? Think about it. If she can be okay without me, I can certainly be okay without her, because she's not the only woman in this life. She's not. If you open your eyes, one woman is more beautiful and with a lot more credibility than the other. There is no one woman on this earth that can be the embodiment and the perfection of everything that every other woman has. Everyone has some speciality. And if one doesn't work, then other consciousness would be more compatible to you. And if it works at some time, but later on they change their mind, that means their consciousness is no longer in line with your consciousness. You go to another woman with a different level of consciousness, which matches the resonation of yours at the time. Even if you guys are very compatible at one time, but the events of life affects on the weave of your consciousness in a different way, and your consciousnesses each react to that event with a different resonation, with a different reaction. And that reaction being different, it creates a different weave and advancement and modification in the way your consciousnesses are growing. And then after a while, no longer are that compatible. And that's perfectly fine. Which means she goes on her way and you go on your way. She wants something out of life, whatever you think is right or not right about wanting kids, and that's the reason, all that or not, who cares? She has a different path in life, and you have a different path. She respected her path, said, "Oh, I don't want this, I want to go and get my own." So, okay, go do it. And you should respect yours. Why is it that she can respect hers and go and should be fine with it, but you can't respect yours? You got to respect her and be in pain because she left you. If she can leave and not be in pain, you can also be fine and perfectly fine. Find another woman. The logic of it is very simple. The world did not open up and she fell from it and say, "I am the embodiment of this experience of the journey of life, and thou cannot live without me." To that, you say, bullshit. You go on your life, and I go on my life. Wish you well, and I wish myself well. I respect your opinion and your wishes and your path in life. I respect my own as well. You have all the right. Every good thing you wish for her, you got to wish for yourself too. So it doesn't make sense that you like someone who doesn't want to be with you. The first criteria to want to be with someone or like someone is that they like you and they want to be with you. If they don't like you or they don't want to be with you for any reason, that's a disqualifier. You cannot want to be with someone who doesn't want to be with you. That's a simplest way of putting it. To have respect for yourself and understand you have rights, and your right is to take care of yourself. Just because a food is put in front of you, it doesn't mean it's going to suit your palate. It's not palatable for you, maybe. Or just because you're eating it and then it's taken away, then it means, well, there's no other food that I can nourish myself. There's another food, another restaurant, another place. I go there, maybe at the beginning it would be all different taste, but then I'll say, hey, it's great. It's even better than that. Better quality, suits me better, keeps me more fit. So I adjust it. I find the one that is more suitable to me. You can't be thinking that the world and all its opportunities for your happiness and your accomplishments and contentment is limited to this one thing. This one person was the key to my life. Why? How? Who is she? It's a psychological security. It's the order that you're used to, and that order, which comprise of mechanical processes, the things that you do in life, the things that you did together in life, the things that you did for in life, individually or together. There were certain things. You get up in the morning, you go to work or you go to wherever you do, and then you meet each other or you do certain things, or movie or gym or cook together or whatever it is, travel. All these are mechanical processes. Through these mechanical processes, you create a routine, and that routine becomes the order of your life. In that order, just like you physically find security in a secure environment, like your apartment, you know your limbs are here, your apartment is here, door is locked, you're in a good part of town, you feel secure physically. Your mind finds its security not in physicality, in the order of your life. All those things that you used to do, go to coffee shop or go to cinema, go to date with her, go to work, go come home, cook, shop together, all those things are mechanical processes. All those things lead to a routine. The routine leads to an order. In the order, your mind finds security, not in the physical environment. That order is now broken because she's no longer in it. the things that you used to do to create that order are not being done in the same way anymore. She's not part of it anymore. So the order is broken that you're used to, where your mind used to find security in it. That's what you're missing. That's what's devastating you. That's what messing you up. Nothing else. It's not her that messing you up. It's the order. So what do when this is happening? You keep going into the memory. Why? Because in the memory, the echo, the blueprint of this order that was happening in your life, of the order, the echo is in the memory. So you keep going into the memory because you find psychological security. Your mind finds security in the memory because in the memory, the order of things, how life used to be, is still there. When you're in there, in that order, she's part of it. She's in the memory as well. And when you feel secure because you're in the memory and the memory has the order and the order makes your mind feel secure, you think you feel good and secure because she's there. Because she's part of the order. When you're in the memory, she's there too. So you think, that's why I feel good, because I'm thinking of her, because I'm missing her. No, you're missing the order. And when you're in the memory, you feel good because you're with the order, how things used to be, and she's there too. So you mix it up. You think it is her that I'm missing. Of course you're missing her. That's natural, part of it. But the way you think you're devastated is not because she's gone. It's because the order is broken. So create new order. Find new things that you like to do, singularly. Create new mechanical processes, the things that you want to do during your daily life. Through those new mechanical processes, the things that you do, you're busy with and all that, want to accomplish goals, things you want to learn, and association, all these things, socializing, whatever it is that you do, through all those pieces of mechanical processes, of those doings, create a new routine. Through that routine, you create new order. Through that new order, your mind finds security in that new order, no longer needs to go into the memory to find security, and no longer seeing her or thinking that you're missing her and all that. You'll miss her for a while for reasons, pleasure and sex and all the memories that you had. You got to learn to come out of the memory using the new order, be committed to this new order, find your security of the mind in this new order. And through new order, you will be in the present moment. You no longer go into the memory. Therefore, you won't be seeing in the memory, she's there. Out here in the present reality and actuality of life, she's not there. So I'm missing her. That separation, that difference makes you see, oh, in the memory, she's there. It's more comfortable because everything's like the old order. And you're used to that old order. When I come here, she's not here because I'm comparing the two orders. Don't. Just be here in the reality and actuality of life and then build a new order. And then through that happiness and contentment, you will have a different energy exuded out. And then other women will see, you'll be attracted to them. They'll be attracted to you. You create new, go on about your life. You can't sit down and cry about it because she wants to do something different. Well, she's entitled to it. But you are also entitled to do something wonderful for you and live your life happy and strong. And that's the way you roll, because this is the way. Mandalorian. If you're much of a Star Wars buff. Kartus says, male 30 India. Hello, Kartus. Indilugani is here. Salam Mehran, 24 London. Hello, Indilugani. And we have I Love Singing says, thank you so much. You're quite welcome, dear. And Indilugani says, I saw some pictures of my ex and felt sick to my stomach. Yeah, well, because you feel an opportunity is lost. Why? Because we men, heterosexual men, we're designed and programmed for procreation and to pursue women. And we just find our identity with having a woman around us to approve of us. And she finds us the gorilla of her life and She loves to be with us and affirms our masculinity by being satisfied with us. Huh? So when you see a picture of your ex, your stomach falls because you think, an opportunity for to be affirmed and to be the man that I am by getting this woman to actually approve of me and affirm me, and then through the intimacy and all that, that opportunity is gone, and you get nervous about it because, by the way, if you have a new girlfriend, you won't, but you will because that's very important to you. And we are always by default, uh, when we men are constantly programmed to think about intimacy and sex, and that's part of our nature, depending on if you're busy or not. Every 30 second, 20 second, 10 second, 5 second, depending how busy you are, you'll be thinking about sex. And because of that, your most recent relationship girlfriend will come to mind, and then you think you're missing her. It's actually sex you're thinking about, but by default, the most recent girlfriend in a real relationship comes to your mind. And then you think, I lost that opportunity. Then you kind of feel that your stomach got sick, but because you feel anxiety, an opportunity of intimacy, an opportunity of me being the stud muffin that I am, or be affirmed by a woman, it's gone because she's gone. Yeah, but there are other opportunities, and there are other women, and there are other relationships, and so on. So don't panic. And you're still who you were, depending if she's around or not. And says, I watched your video when I was in trouble with my bad relationship in 2018. My ex got married and still check my Facebook account. I'm so lucky I saved my life from that kind of whatever. Let me put this up here so people can see it. Okay. With that kind of, and your videos helped me a lot. Thanks. Long live Miran. Okay. Thank you very much, Sum. All right. And he says, I'm 29, male. Thank you for that. Bellboy Gaming says, 40,000 years ago, humans had stick, but they didn't know how to use. Today's Mehran uses stick wisely to beat us and to teach in lessons. Yeah, well, here it is. That's my little friend. That's the stick you should be afraid of. I got your names on it all over. It's got all your names on it. So take good care of yourselves. Otherwise, you will be meeting the wrath of my ugly stick. All right. Alexander Orid says, Hi, Miran. How are you? May look like childish or stupid question, but I think we all need to know. I have read that the first human on Earth is lemur. 70 million years ago, we Homo sapiens seems to be most perfect of all. We have intellect, we can think, but who is this great master that has created us and all life in planet Earth? Who cares? I'm not going to spend my time, my life, to wonder about something that I may or may not find. I want to deal with what I am in and how I can make the best experience out of what the level of my intellect is at the time. It'd be lovely to know, but okay, I knew it. So what? You want to now pledge obedience to it and hope you gain something and you don't have to do shit, and that whatever creator you want to think of is going to take care of you because you found out who it is. You're just going to dedicate your life to become a slave now. Oh, Almighty God. That's bullshit. Whatever you believe in your creator is, that's beside the point. Live your life. Go to work, make a house, get food, be good, help others if you can, learn something, educate yourself, because through your experience of this life, through the knowledge you gain, experiences you gain, you are actually part of this creator that you think you're created by. Because we are all part of the universe. The universe made out of energy. Every one of us is made out of energy. And every experience that we grasp and we gather through this journey of life, we add to the intelligence and the know-how and the knowledge of this great universe, which we are part of. We are all like the tentacles of this great universe. We help it to grow and become smarter and wiser and advance. We are part of the creator. Everything together is one. So that's why you want to be part of one rather than separating yourself from the source, that I have to worship something in order to be considered worthy. Why do you have to focus on these things? Just create, contribute, protect, learn, advance, help, deal, manage, learn. I don't have that time to try to find out my master. Fuck that. I make myself a good human being as best as I can with whatever I have abilities to develop myself to a better human being, better values, help others. Don't be a nuisance. Don't be harmful to others. And I expect the same from every son of a bitch that is in this world sharing this life with me. You want to infringe on my rights? Then I stand up to it, because we're all savages. If we weren't savages, we wouldn't be in this shithole that we are, in the mess that we are today. Everybody's trying to kill the other one, cheat the other one, do something, and protect ourselves from other people to harm us. That's a fucked up world. And you want to spend your time finding out who the fucking source is? If that source was actually really credible, this shit wouldn't be the way it is. So I'm not really focused on that. I'm focused on how I can manage the best I can, advance and add to the credibility and to qualities of this world, be of some help to some other people who are like me, good people, and hanging on, trying to make things work. And as you can see, even today in the whole world, there's so many fucked up people that have created so much trouble fictitiously in our world today in many different ways. You figure it out. And using everybody, bamboozle everybody, and trying to suggest all kind of things and get us to be limited in all our rights and so on. That's what we should be worried about, really, than who created us. I don't care. I'm here. Somehow I'm created. I'm privileged to be here. So I'm going to protect it and help others to protect themselves and theirs if I can. The rest of it, learn from it and add to your wisdom. And then through your wisdom and experiences, the universe itself becomes more wiser, and stronger, and perhaps become a better place for all of us. That we won't be such shitheads trying to kill each other all the time, every day, and abuse and use each other all the time, every day. These bastards who are leading the world are the ones who somehow the universe should deal with them, so we can all end up having the kind of world that we all hoped, to live in peace and harmony all together, brothers and sisters. All right, let's go on after this Sunday sermon. Pritu says, you didn't reply, sir. Oh, really? I did, didn't I? Pritu, where's your question? Where's your question, Pritu? I don't see your question. Pritu, I don't see your question. The only thing I see is that you said, I can see you, but you're not here. And then I don't see a question. Maybe it's lost in them. And the next is, you say you don't answer my question. That's all. Okay, let's go to, maybe you rewrite it. Jeffrey says, I can't help thinking this. What's the use in having a relationship if you don't ever want to have children? Why do you have to have children if you're in a relationship? It's like saying, why should we be in a relationship if you don't want to have wine with your girlfriend? What the fuck is that? Why should I be alive if I don't want to play soccer? Maybe I do, maybe I don't. Some people find it that having children is not necessarily a service to them because it's a real fucked up world. What am I bringing them in here? All kind of bullshit. It's not heaven. It's not the nice place. So that's an attitude. And some people say, well, I got so much thing I want to accomplish and learn myself. I really don't want to spend my time on children right now. Maybe they'll change their mind someday. Maybe they don't. But that's a choice. And that's perfectly honorable, to each his own. Let me see if I read that carefully. Maybe it's not what you're saying. It says, I can't help thinking this. What's the use of having a relationship if you don't ever want to have children? Then Jeffrey adds, I don't even get what the purpose of having children is. You're contradicting yourself in two different, I don't know. Which is it that you want to know? You can't understand why people don't want to have children. What's the purpose of relationships if they don't want to have children? Because that's your question. Then I answered it. Then you say, I don't get it. What's the purpose of having children? It reminds me of this joke that there was this crazy house that, crazy people, mad people had gone mad or crazy. They were in that kind of a hospital, so to speak, or camp. And then the doctors were walking around outside in the yard, and the crazy people were doing something, whatever they was to their liking. And this doctor was passing by, checking on everybody to see if everybody's comfortable. And I saw that this person is sitting in a corner, having a vat of water, a big pot, this container of water in it, and it's got small pieces of paper thrown in it, and then has a stick with a line, a rope from the tip of the stick hanging down, and the other tip of the rope line is in the water, and is holding the stick like this. And let's see, how can I get that out of there? And so what does it tell you, that picture? I don't know how to get this thing out of here, guys. Let's just put this on. How do I get that out? I don't know. Okay. Anyhow, so what does it show? What does it look like he's doing? But the doctor thinks, well, he's, you know, he says, what are you doing? He says, are you blind? What do you think I'm doing? I'm fishing. So, okay, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. So the doctor goes away. 2, 3 hours later, the doctor comes back and sees this guy still sitting with the stick and the rope in the water and, sitting there. Says, okay, how many fish have you caught? He says, are you crazy? Can I fish in a vat of water? How can I fish? So the doctor says, I don't know what to say. Whatever I say is wrong. So here it is. I butchered the joke, didn't I? Because I was busy trying to figure out what the hell, how can I get rid of this thing? Okay, fine. I don't know. I used to be able to take this out. Okay, okay, we just put high here. All right. Okay, so what's the next here? Slobodan says, hello, Meran, 20 wide, 1 Belgrade. Hello, Slobodan. Good. Slobodan is good. Beetlejuice says, guys, is much question showing in the chat. I think it's a glitched out. What? My question? Yeah, where's your question, Beetlejuice? I don't see your question. It says, I'm posting my question is disappearing. Really? Guys, can you see my question? No. What do you having? What maybe change the words in the question? Maybe it just doesn't allow some kind of I don't know. Pritho. So I go to Pritho until you be able to post your question. Maybe it's too many lines and it doesn't allow it. Just cut it into two different segments. Maybe that will put it in. Beetlejuice. So Brito says, I'm 32 years old, and in the last year of my PhD, I feel I have lost my years and I'm old now. Oh, stop that nonsense. Let me just put a star right beside your name in the ugly stick so you'll have a double beating on your head when I get there. So, because that's nonsense. You've been simply focused on your PhD programs and you've kind of not attended to the stuff that you really enjoy in life. And you feel like you're just one dimensional now. It's all about your work or for your projects, and you kind of haven't had enough fun to feel alive. And you're 32 years old. What the nonsense are you talking about? So if you're old, then I must be a fossil and ready to die then, because I'm 65. You're 32. Do you want more? Life awaits you. Go and get your PhD and go and do what you need to be doing. And says, I'm old now. How to be enthusiastic again? You will be enthusiastic as soon as you actually get some attention to yourself and do some things that you like to do and accomplish that. And life hasn't ended because you got your PhD or will get PhD or you finish your project or you're about to get your PhD. Just part of the journey you're taking. And in fact, you're more in maybe educated right now and you think education means age. Not necessarily. You can be brilliant at age 20 or 30. Many people make their success start at this age. So, in fact, the best age for man is within 40 and 50. That's the most powerful, young, strong, accomplished, wise. So, you're way beyond what you're saying. You're not even close to be old. So let life unfold, and you just enjoy for now. Endilugani says, Meran, what are your thoughts on tattoos? I'm not interested in it. I feel like getting a small one under my left bicep. My parents hate the idea of tattoos, especially my father. Well, because we are all kind of old school people. Your father might be close to my age or younger or older, I don't know. But in the old times, tattoos didn't have a good connotation. It signified hoodlumness, lack of culture, lack of education, lack of responsibility, um, being a thug. That's how it was in the old days. Now it's not. It's an art here and there, and people do it. But in general, beside a certain specific reasons and purposes for tattoos that people use, that's beside the point that I'm making, because it's not all included in what I'm saying. Some people have certain kind of a special memory for it, thinking about their parents or giving themselves a signal or whatever it is that they do. That's a minority. But in general, not all, most of people who put tattoos on themselves is because they're trying to change their spiritual value and level. They're trying to change their consciousness and the image they have of themselves through physical modification. So by signifying something here, they're expecting a level of modification to their spirit and to their level of consciousness, to become something that they haven't really accomplished, but they want to get it very fast and quick, or a signifying a certain posture that they actually are not, but they want to be. They want to affiliate themselves to a certain level of spirituality or certain level of consciousness or certain uh, echelon that they actually haven't accomplished. But it's a short term that I am this. Instead of really working hard and being good to people and so on, and through lifetime and gain that reality and experience to who they are and chisel that character through action and service and accomplishments in life, they put a picture of, I don't know, a jet or a lion or something ferocious or something. And or they want to protect themselves by putting something ferocious, signifying that I'm violent and ferocious and strong and brave, so don't fuck with me. But in fact, they could be actually scared of cat, fearful. That's why they want to put something here to protect themselves or have that kind of a signal, because they're not. This is, in most cases, I feel that they're trying to make a mental, spiritual change by a physical representation of the idea on their skin, so they kind of make themselves believe they are, or they express that outwardly, so other people will have a different image of them as they are, because they're not really happy about their own image. So they put that there so other people will have a certain image based on the tattoo that these guys have. That's something to debate, but anyhow, that's how I feel about it. But often I myself thought it would be a good idea to have my father's name here, because I love him, I respect him. But then again, I love him, I respect him, is in my heart, is here, is me. He lives through me. So why do I need to do that? I would have liked to put my son's name here, but then I am, everything I am is dedicated to my son. So that's the reality of it. Why do I need to put it here? For who? What? There is an, but it could be fun. It could be interesting that somebody, loves. But imagine if you have a girlfriend and put your girlfriend's name on your heart, and then you guys break up. And so the next girlfriend is going to beat the crap out of you. So what the fuck is this? So you don't want to make a decision that seems good at the time, but perhaps not. You can't you can't make a permanent decision about something that could change. So I suggest have that image or signia or whatever it is that you want to create an image of yourself through that, just in your mind. And then you can change these images as you go without having to erase anything or have trouble with it. So that's my opinion about that too, in short. Beetlejuice is 18 male Norway. Says, hello, Meran. I've been dealing with HOCD for the past 2 months, and I can't seem to get my attraction and libido to women back. Yeah, because you're hasty. It's, there is a guy on internet that I've sometimes stumbled on his videos, and it's actually one thing that I saw, and I used it in my discussions, very apropos and very well said. And I code him, so I don't want to take credit for his ingenious way of saying. His name is Jesse, and I think he's from Ireland or Scotland somewhere. I'm not sure, but to respond to your question, which I've used it before, what you're saying is just like expecting to have a hard on when you're in a pond and an alligator is after you and you're swimming to escape from the jaws of the alligator. It's about to bite your ass and bite your whole part of you out. And you're saying, why am I not having an erection right now? But what the fuck? You're frantically trying to escape, fearful of your life. That's not the time to, with all that fear and anxiety, you can't have an erection. And expecting it is stupid. It's not logical. So, same thing. You're frightened about some kind of a thought that is full of shit and nonsense, but because the power of a brain, you believed in it without having any credibility at all, but you believed in that bullshit, and you're so frightened about it because it's so not you. It's so contradictory to your values, not in line with your values, and you're aware of this contradiction and you're questioning it and you're bothered by it. And right in the middle, with all that fright and anxiety, you want to have a hard on and erection and attraction towards the women, have your libidos be up. You're fighting for your life right now, the way it looks to you inwardly. Once you understand that it's the brain's thoughts, it's not you, it's got nothing to do with you. It's the brain suggesting these things, not you. You're not the brain. Brain is not you. And you're beyond the brain, and brain can never reach you. There are aspects of you and your mind and your life. The brain cannot even reach you. But yet you have accepted it as what it suggests is the truth or actuality. And then you're frightened by that because you're threatened by that. And when you're threatened, you can't be fucking give a shit about the tree or the horse or the girl or the bicycle or anything else that you always were interested in. So that's how it goes. Right? Jesse's description of the alligator is A1. It's actually perfectly correct. All right, now how can I get this thing out of here? I remember I used to know how to get it out here, but I don't know. I don't know what to do with this. All right. Well, Haley, you're here. What can I do? I mean, it used to be my name. Oh, there it is. Let's see. So I don't know. I don't know what to do with it. I, I don't know. I've got to learn that. Don't know what I did last time. Okay. So what else do we have here? Sandhu says, "Hi, Dr. Mehran. Sir, I'm very sad. Number one, I'm not a doctor. Sandhu, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a psychotherapist. I'm not a doctor. I don't have any medical credentials. The books I've written is based on my research on the movement of mind, understanding our psyche, thoughts, consciousness, fear, desire, ego, mechanical process, order, and research in neuroscience, understanding the movement of the mind, and researching the scholars of hundreds of years ago and today's scholars and so on. So, and then my own pondering and life experiences and the way I can deliver things with what I have researched. But I'm not a doctor, so don't make that mistake, and please don't call me that because I don't want any misleading here. If you guys want to talk to your psychologist, psychotherapist, or doctors, you got to call them, make an appointment with them, and go and talk with them and have your questions answered. And this here is what it is, my personal experiences and research and so on. By the way, you can always go on my site, mindthatseekstruth.com, mindthatseekstruth.com, and make an appointment on Skype for discussing your breakups, OCD, HOCD, relationships, or other questions and challenges that you might be facing in life. And when you make a 1 hour appointment, I will, for new clients, I will add another hour on me. So we'll have 2 hours to explore what's concerning you one-on-one on Skype. And Sandhu says, I'm 35 years old, not enjoying life. What else there to enjoy? If you don't enjoy life, what else is there? You got to learn to enjoy life, because life is not this one thing that you can't have or you don't have. Therefore, I decide I don't enjoy life. There's so many things in it. And many things of it is possible for us. We enjoy it. And many things of it, we're depressed or we are sad because we don't have certain thing. And then we don't allow other things to make us happy either. It's like saying, they didn't let me play soccer in the team, so I don't want to play anything else, Mom. I want to go home. Oh, go play rugby or go play tennis or go play basketball or volleyball. Some other day, maybe soccer also. Or make your own team or practice to become good at it. And then they'll want you to play. So what I'm trying to say is, don't limit the whole experience of journey of life in one thing. And because that's not happening, or few things, and because they're not happening, therefore I have no interest in life. I have no enjoyment in life. What, is somebody supposed to come and ask you, please enjoy life? No, you're privileged to be in this world. When your mom and dad tried to make you, there were possibility of 300 million other sperms to become, to be born instead of you. But you beat them all. You were the chosen one. You were powerful. You were stronger. You were faster. You were more qualified, and you beat them all. And now you're here. Now that you're here, and every one of them all got thrown out, disqualified, now you say, I can't enjoy it. What do you mean? You've got a duty. You got a duty to the whole humanity, because you were the chosen one to come here and bring the balance to this universe in your own way. We all need you. Whether you know it or not, everything you do affects every one of us all around the world. Every one of us. And we all do the same. So the fact that I don't enjoy, these are all bullshit excuses for being not really appreciating the gift of life that has been given you, the opportunity to learn and add to the wisdom of the universe and help us all as collective, because everything we do, all of us, affects every one of us, whether we know each other or not. And he says, I don't enjoy life. I still live with my parents, but don't want to get a job. And they are threatening to kick me out of the house if I don't start working. I enjoy playing games and going out. Well, if you enjoy playing games, that's your motivation. If you enjoy playing games, then go work so you can play more games. Go work, make money so you can actually have a time, because that playing games is all virtual. There's nothing actual coming out of it. You become good in living in a virtual world that doesn't exist. So that should be only used as fun. It's like saying, I like eating, but I like to watch movies of food rather than actually go buy ingredients, come and make the food and eat and enjoy it. I just want to watch because I like eating. Well, that's not eating. You still got to get up, go to the bathroom. You still got to get up, go drink water. You still got to get up, go make food and eat, right? But you like to play games. So that's your motivation. That's your goal. That's what you love, right? So we do some things that we enjoy and we love. In your case, playing game. And we got to do something in order to be able to play the game, to make the food and money and the rent and all that. So we have time for that to work. And then we use that money to facilitate what we like to do, the game. Same thing with me. I have to make money. And at the same time, I enjoy doing this. I'm not making money out of this, but I like doing this, right? Not that kind of money, right? But I love doing it. So if I like horses, I like horseback riding, show jumping. Yeah. But just because I love that, I can't pay for it if I don't work. If I don't do whatever business I have to do, if I don't do, let's say, this to make money or help other people at the same time that I enjoy. But if I like to be an equestrian, which I love horses and train with them, I can do what I like without providing the opportunity for me to do what I like. So you like playing game, great, no problem with it. Go work, make money, and then put certain amount of time of the day, 3, 4, 5 hours if you like, when you come home after work, play game. And you have a clear conscience, independence. Nobody can tell you don't play. And then make money and be good at something else that you will always be able to support yourself and secure your life and your food and eating. You got to be responsible for that. You can't what are you going to do? God forbid if your mom and dad die. What are you going to do? How the fuck are you going to live? So you got to prepare for your independence so you can continuously play the game and the things you like. And if your parents needed help, you can help them because you got money, you got some abilities, you got some know-how, and you can take care of yourself. And maybe someday you fall in love, you want to have children. Who knows? You can help your wife, you can help your children. Otherwise, you're going to expect the wife to go work only. Maybe she likes to work, but you also should too. So bring balance. It's not about you not playing a game. Nobody wants to take it away from you. In fact, if you love to play a game, do whatever you can to play a game. Part of that is to go get a job, work, learn something, to be confident that I can take it. Then the playing game, it becomes even more sweet. It becomes sweeter and so satisfying because you feel good about yourself. I produce things. I am, functional. I can do things. I can create something. I can accomplish things. And I play games because I love to. That's a whole different experience. Try it. I assure you, you will love it more than ever before. So if that's what you like, that's what you do. That's your motivation. Sure, mom. Sure, dad. I go work. Definitely. For God's sake, I got to have my money in my pocket. I play game as much as I want then. Why not? Ezequiel Guys, how many likes do we have and how many people are here? Because I don't see how many people are here. Equizel says, is Ezequiel, or is it a name, or is it just a tongue twist? I don't know. So hi, I'm from Argentina. What book would you recommend for someone who feels like he lost the love of his life? There's no book needed for you to realize you're just beating yourself for nothing. What do you mean you lost the love of your life? How old are you, first of all? And what's your gender? And I know it's Argentina. What do you mean lost the love of your life? You're supposed to go through relationships and then break up and learn from it and grow and advance and then find another relationship and eventually you go through life. If you think love, what do you mean love of your life? How could she be love of your life if you haven't really, you know, lived the whole lifetime together? Because everybody can change. You may be together 10, 20 years and then change. Then no longer that's love of your life. Because love of your life would be the one that you actually stay together, both of you. If one doesn't want or both of you break up for whatever reason, that's no longer love of your life. Love of your life is as long as you guys are together and compatible. When you stop being compatible, it's not the love of your life. It's the lust of your life. That's what you're thinking about it. Or the fact that she rejected you somehow at some point in life and you feel, oh, my ego is hurt, my image is hurt. So that's the love of, no, it's not. The love of your life should have lots of qualifications. What do you expect from your love of your life? Nothing. Just be there. I worship you and give me sex, and then, oh, you love me. Why? What qualifies her to be love of your life? What does she do for you? What did you do for her to be love of each other's life? You can't just throw these words away. It has a meaning. Why is she love of your life? Just because she looks pretty, but she's not for you. She doesn't pay attention to you. She pays attention to somebody else. That's not the love of your life. That's the lust of your life. And there are lots of beautiful actresses and women in the world that you could think the same way about them. But they're not love of your life. They're the lust. That's how you're programmed. You're a heterosexual male, you love women. So every one of them could seem like the love of your life. No, it's not the love of your life. Love of your life should have qualities, qualifications, and meet your expectations and carry her weight and carry part of the life's responsibilities as you do. There's certain roles and certain duties that you're supposed to have and perform and accomplish and offer, and the certain things that she has. Certain duties, certain responsibilities, certain accountabilities, certain reliabilities, certain accomplishments, certain duties should be taken care of. And part of it is, yeah, intimacy, being together, but there's a lot more to life than just fucking each other. And that doesn't make someone love of your life. What does she do? Is she still there? If she's not there, how could she be love of your life? And what makes her so qualified to be better than any other woman that is out there? There's so many amazing women out there. Open your eyes. Go accomplish yourself. Be proud of yourself. Respect yourself. And then you expect more from a woman other than her, nice ass or good looks or whatever. Today, it seems to the women, not all, some or mostly, that all they have to be is just to be able to dance or to these TikToks that is all sexy and just, do this and that, and that's it. That's a qualification. No, you shouldn't accept that as a qualification of a qualified woman for relationship. It's pretty. It's getting clicks, but that's not the representation of what woman stands for. Woman is a lot more than what most girls are trying to think that that's all they have to be. Pretty, and therefore I entitled to everything. And when everything is given to them, they still don't know what the fuck they are, what the shit they are, what they want. They still go somewhere else because they don't know. They have no plans. They have no ability. They can't measure up. When they can't measure up, they leave. So you need to expect a lot more when you choose them rather than select them based on their good looks or their body, because you're not having a relationship with the good looks or the body. That's part of it. That's the intimacy part. But the actual building a life and relationship is based on consciousness level, based on their ability to be responsible, reliable, to produce something, bring about something, contribute something to that relationship, build it together. Women today are a lot more than what they were 500 years ago. Therefore, you should expect a lot more from them than just being pretty, intelligent, educated, responsible, capable. All this is what the woman today is. Don't be fooled thinking that the woman today or your selection should be based on all these things you see and these, they dance, they look pretty and, all these. That's bullshit. That's part of it. Every woman can do that, take care of themselves and so on. But quality is what keeps the relationship together. So you focus on that. No, Sandu, you don't convince your parents to let you carry on like that. They're right. You got to get your act together. Get your ass off the ground, go fucking get a job, and then pay for yourself and understand what life is, the challenges is. You can't be like a leech sucking, out of your dad's or mom's pocket and just sit there and play game. Play game, there's nothing wrong with it. But go work, make money, and play game. Nothing wrong with it. Like anybody else who does something else. Go work, make money, go horseback ride. Go, I don't know, play soccer or whatever it is you like to do. Or play game, build something, whatever. But everything in its place. Work, have a plan, educate yourself, learn about your psyche, learn about yourself to be balanced, make money, pay for yourself, and then do whatever the hell it is that you want to do without hurting anybody or hurting yourself. Proper behavior. Play game, great, why not? It's very pleasurable. But get off your ass and become the person that you can become, and then do whatever you like. Pre-True says your words are gold. Oh, thank you very much. But I'm still waiting to be listed in the stock market, in the precious metal market. But thank you for the kind words. I appreciate it. Sandu says, but sir, you're not depressed. You're not clinically obese. Well, how do you think I become obese? I've got blood pressure, going to kazoo, but I fucking get off my ass every day and go walk up the hill because I want to live. I want to be healthy. I want to be able to do what I always did. And I have to do certain things to be able to be at that level. So I go and walk for 2 hours for 10 kilometers, 4 kilometers uphill. The rest is straight by the ocean every fucking day, because that brings my blood pressure down. So you got to do something in order to get what you result. I'm obese, so fucking get off your ass, get some exercise to your level, healthy exercise. Talk to your doctor before you do that, and do something, and then play a game, and then get up, take a break, do something. And if you sit there, play a game all the time, and you eat, all the anxiety, all the things, it makes you even more depressed because you say, oh, I'm fat now. But you give it time, play an hour or 2 hours, then get up, go for a walk, do something, or go for work. During the day, you work, come home and work and play. That's balance. And you're depressed because you're always there. There's nothing else you see in life. Talk to your doctor, get tested, get proper medication if you have to, and then incorporate some exercise according to your doctor's advice, and then get yourself out of that. But you're looking at the fact that I'm obese and I'm depressed and I can't do anything. I understand these challenges. I'm not knocking it out. This is very important. But you can't hide behind it because they won't go away just because you have them. You got to beat the fuck out of them. You got to beat them. And you can do that. Why? Because they attacked you. The obesity and depression attacked you. So, with the help of the science and the doctors, you do what you need to do, as little as it is. I don't care. But make an effort. And that effort gives you that adrenaline, gives you that encouragement, gives you that energy. And that will propel you to do more of it. And before you know it, you feel better. Your depression is better. And when your depression is better, you will exercise a little bit more and you will enjoy doing it because you feel better. All this is about creating that dopamine and serotonin and all that in you by activities. And you meditate a little bit and bring GABA transmitters in, bring growth hormones, exuded in you. Um, and then all these activities brings balance to you, and they all make you feel better to do the things you want to, brings the anxiety level, then all these will help. But if you don't do anything, there will be no change. And you constantly think that that's the only way to live life. No, there's other ways if you try it. I am 100% sure that you can do it. I've seen people with far bigger troubles and problems that you're telling me they've done it little by little. It's possible. Remember, it's not important how difficult it is. It's important that it is possible. Focus on the possibility. Do whatever you can. Consult your physicians and get a plan, get an activity plan, and get on with it. You can do it. I assure you, you can do it. It doesn't have to be in one day, or it doesn't have to be all giving you the results that you're expecting in one day, but do that what little you can in that one day. And little by little, suddenly you have achieved something that you didn't think you can. But you can. You can. You're the boss. You can change things. All right. All right, guys. It's been 1 hour 57 minutes, and we've answered all the questions. And oh, there's Nasri says, "Hello, sir. I remember watching your channel through a tough period in my life about 5 6 years ago. The pebbles stones video really helped me." Oh yeah, it's a famous one. Wishing you all the success, he says, with your channel. God bless. Thank you very much. I can't be successful in this channel if you guys don't help out and share the videos you like in your social media and talk about it in chat rooms and refer it to your friends and so on. Just do something for this channel so it'll be able to reach more people and help more people. Otherwise, we are lost in the sea of the 30 million channels and on YouTube. Nobody sees me. I mean, after 6 7 years, what is it, 8 years, we still have what? Under 22,000 subscribers. So I need your help, guys. If there's anything you can do, please do it. All right. All right, guys, it's time for me to say thank you very much for being here, giving me the opportunity to share a thing or two with you. Hopefully, I'll have another one tonight at 9 p.m. If I'm not walking up the hill. Otherwise, I will have it at least maybe if I have. If I don't, then I'll look forward to see you next week as Saturdays. And please promote the channel if you will. I love you all. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to share a thing or two with you. I look forward to talk to you again. I'll talk to you soon. But in the meantime, be good to yourself, to the others. I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.